said I'm the kind of man that all the friends wish they had. I said how I get this lucky. She said you ain't gotta ask. This girl is super bad. She the best I ever had. See that?
What's up, everybody? It's your girl again, Miss Artemis01. Welcome to my first episode of Storytime. The story I'm going to talk about takes place at my second job, which is Macy's. If you haven't heard of Macy's, it's a major retail clothing store known all around the world. So let's get into the story. I was at my job last Saturday. I'm helping a guest out, to check her out. Then all of a sudden, I see two guys just bolt past us a few feet away from us. Now, in my mind, I'm like, these damn kids running around the store again. Because my next reaction was about to tell them stop running around. But when I see the back of the last person running, I'm like, yo, it's security. Somebody stole something. Because they were booking it out of Macy's entrance. That's what happens when a thief steals something. They just gun it for the Macy's entrance. So a few of us, was looking around, trying to see what was going on. But a guy started coming towards me out of breath. And this was the same guy, because I recognized his shirt, that was chasing after another person. But I realized that this wasn't, our security guy. And you know what he told me? He told me some guy was jerking off to my wife in the fitting room. That's right. He repeated himself again. He said some guy was jerking off to my wife in the fitting room in the other stall next to her. And I was in disbelief when he told me that. And right away I called security. But, and when I saw his wife was, really shaken up. And the thing was, she was pretty. It wasn't like no 80-year-old lady that this guy was jerking off to, which would have been really bad, even though this is a bad situation, but that would have been wrong. But, I asked the guy what happened again, because I'm trying to figure out how did a guy just walk into the fitting room and none of the other associates, including him, didn't see this young teenager from this. It was probably a teenager from the description he was telling me, walk into the fitting room. Now, I was at another register more in the front of my department, so I didn't see much of this take place. And this was and I had to hear the full story from him, because I'm still in disbelief how this all happened. He said, his wife was in the fitting room. She saw a pair of guys, boxers, fall to the ground in the stall next to hers. She screamed. He ran in. As he was coming in, the guy pushed him into the wall, and that's when the chase started. This guy ran into the mall, but the husband couldn't catch him. That's how that's how it went. That's how the story went. And I actually went into the fitting room where the guy, was getting his thing off, and the guy left his boxers and boots in the fitting room. And I was like, yo, this is so disgusting. I basically used my foot to close the door, telling people that this fitting room was closed, because I don't know what this pervert was doing in the fitting room or how long he was there. So, but, when I looked at the wall that the guy, he got pushed up against, it was a big dent in the wall, where the husband was pushed up into. And that dent was pretty big because, Macy's walls, were cheaply made when they structured the building. So security told us, just to lock down the fitting room, because the police was on the way, because now, the security put up the do not enter, sound like a real crime scene with tape all up and everything. So while we were waiting for the police to come, what was running in my mind? I'm thinking in my mind, this guy or this young teenager guy, whatever, has no boxers on, running out of the fitting room with his pants down while pulling them up, and he has no shoes. I'm like, how the hell did the husband not catch this guy? The husband was around maybe early to mid 20s, nice build, can easily, chase a guy down. So I'm trying to think, how the hell didn't he catch a guy that is barefoot, pants not secure around his body, and he was right behind him, running right after him? Y'all may think I'm wrong in thinking this, but I'm sorry, yo. You gotta step up to the plate when you chasing after somebody like that, because that just messed up your whole entire wife's weekend, most likely her month, and probably her year. If you would have caught that guy, man, you two probably got a few punches in on him or something just to make up her day up, because that's some trifling mess. and you couldn't catch this guy. You couldn't be the hero for her, man. And come on, you got to step up. So the police came. They had to dust the room for fingerprints, to see if they can, ID this guy. While they were doing all that, one of the police officer was like talking to my manager saying, yo, we haven't had one of these in a while at this store. I'm like, in a while? What do you mean by that? My manager was saying, yeah, we used to get these a lot in the men's department fitting room. And it was way worse than this. And I'm like, oh, no, she didn't say that. Here I am, picking up hours in the men's department. They always place me next to the fitting room. And this is happening in the men's department. And no associate didn't warn me. And I'm like touching God know what in the fitting room. And this is exactly why I always have a bottle of hand sanitizer on me. Because you don't know what you be touching in these fitting room stalls. But this pervert story was basically the highlight of my week. And I wanted to share it with you guys because it was rare to happen in my department. But I tell you, if they are not having sex in the fitting room, they are jerking off in the fitting room. Yes, I said it. They have sex in the fitting room, which is why men are not allowed any fit in the women's fitting room, period. Because some people just can't wait, to get it on or, to do their business at home. They just can't, so they do it in the fitting room. I don't know what's wrong with people. Well, my time is winding down. I don't think an appropriate shout out is called in this video that I like to do at the end of my videos. I don't want the person to think, thanks for shout out and telling your story about the guy jerking off in the women's fitting room. It just sounds pretty off. All right, guys. I hope you like this story, telling episode. If you like it, tell me yay or nay. All right, everybody. I'll see you soon.